Trade wins. Well, what are trade wins? Well, trade wins, you know, when you make a electronic transformer for a power generator, you got what we like to call the windings, the copper windings. I made a joke about that, throwing copper, could turn them on or off. So the windings, wind up for the pitch, the business pitch, I guess, So the trade winds, just much like the wind that comes out of your mouth when you speak, trade winds, trading ideas. So, way back when, we had some sailors who used to sail across the ocean. They knew a lot about the trade winds. They got some of those old maps. They got all these different lines on them, going everywhere like the trade winds. It could have been a natural occurrence. But, if you think about it, trade winds, fair deals and diplomacy, trade winds. Some of those weather machines, trading winds. Hey, this part of the year we're going to turn these on and point them in this direction. And we trade the winds over this way. And then, this part of the year, this other country, we're going to turn our machines on and we point it this direction, trade winds. Get it? We trade winds and trading weather patterns. So, if the pattern is right, much like a airplane pilot, you have to have the right patterns and practices, So you call that CPAP, And I go, wait, what do you mean? Well, a lot of these older people, they didn't have the right idea, so they got CPAP machines. What's a CPAP machine for? Well, you see patterns and practice. So if you have the right patterns and practice, then you get the right, political American protection. It's that, because, it's, I keep saying it, but anyways, so it's about trade winds, You want to know about angel flight? Ask a sailor, They got to use the wind to move the boats around the old days, before they had those engines and stuff. It's probably because there was a restriction on technology back then, because people dropped bombs and stuff, and blew each other up. And it's like, man, it's like God upstairs says, you're all grounded. Because, man, some people that go to school and they're like, they get in trouble, they go home, and the dad say, you're grounded. And so, blowing each other up with bombs and stuff. So, God said, you're all grounded. So, weather patterns and stuff, It's like, man, gonna believe it. It says, so there's like, but you can have sailboats. So, yeah, maybe you'll learn. So, sailboats, they're sailing around, learning about flight and stuff again. And then the Wright brothers, Hey, you better get it right, brothers. Or you'll be sailing around sailboats and flying these little prop planes forever. So he said, you're all grounded, So I was like, man, that's pretty tough. And he says, yeah, man. So the trade winds, He said, well, if the trade winds are right, then the products and places and people and things and products and services, That's another PS for you, A psychological solution is products and services, And what's a product and service? Well, this is a product. They're giving you some service right now. See what I mean? Products and services. Amazing, isn't it? Well, with a little bit of clarity, you can get real cool things done. Yeah, a little bit of clarity, yeah. He said, the LOF, a little bit of clarity. He said, okay, the liberty of freedom. Sound mind, clarity, liberty of freedom. Okay. For offers, love. You see, what's love? That's just a space acronym, man. Taking up space. Okay, so they shortened the sentence to one word. What's that? Love, love of valuable education. He says, oh, that's one word turned into a sentence. He says, yeah, in that one sentence, you could turn it into a paragraph. And you take that paragraph and you turn it into a book. And you take that book, you turn it into a collection. And then once you get a collection of ideas, then you start to get diplomacy. And after you get diplomacy, then you get trade winds. See? Trade winds. You know, trade wins. But trade wins, you know? God's trade always wins. The good of diplomacy, see? Just gotta, you know, in God we trust. See him? I gotta do this all day long. Yeah, the preachers, man, they're really gonna start preaching.